And so, welcome back. I was just looking, it's been about 4 months since I did an update. And things probably look a little different. What do you think? Looks like I'm in a shed. I am in a shed. This is the new shop. I have moved to the shed. I have a 200 square foot shed. And I had it full of lawnmowers and boxes and so on. And this past winter, I cleaned it out. And what do you know? A third of it is completely open for my hobby now. And well, I do have to share it with various lawnmowers and lawn equipment and tools and such, and wood and other things. I'll show you around a little bit, but the great part is what I'm looking at and you can't see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see my new setup. So here we go. Okie dokie. So I'm going to have to step way back farther than I thought I was going to have to. And this is what we've got. So I'll come all the way out so that you can see what I got here. Okay. So there we go. There's the shed. And as I go in, you can see that right about a third, right about this line right here, over is now my hobby area, and this line over here, 2/3 of it is still storage and lawnmowers and so on, aside from this branch shredder that I haven't been able to figure out where to put, although I probably can find space for it right over there. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the hobby area. Now, I didn't have any of these things, and so I live in a golf community where people throw away a lot of stuff, and I got all of these things for free out of the garbage. I started with that one, this little model bench here, and that's what I was working on for about 2 weeks before I came across this big thing, and I grabbed it too because I had room for both of them. And then just the other day I got this chair, and that is the world's most comfortable chair, and it's working out really good. But let me show you around what I got here. So now I can finally, this has been a long time waiting for this to happen. Of course, you guys have been with me for a long time. You remember when I was working on the washing machine, and then I made this little hobby area in the garage, and then my children's YouTube channel went viral, so they commandeered that area, and we shoot all of their videos there now. But so what was happening is I would have to put away, if I wanted to work on anything, that's why I have all these boxes and storage containers, is because every time I would work on anything I had to put it away because we had to film other stuff. And so I haven't quite moved out of all these storage containers yet. But again, it's kind of weird because it's been a lot of years that I haven't been able to leave anything out. And that is what you need to do with a hobby, because it's if you have 5 or 10 minutes spare time and you have to drag everything out, that's basically all your time, and then you just put it right back away. And so what I've got here is finally something where I can, if I have 5 minutes, I can come in here and work for 5 minutes and then get back to work on whatever else and leave everything out. And it's been great, and I've got to say. And so as you can see, the C5R is back out, and so is the Digger Cuda. And I've got these nice shelves here where I can put the ones that are on deck or currently being assembled. And I haven't completely moved into this thing yet, so basically I've got like empty cabinets, and this thing is solid, by the way, solid back, solid bottom, and then up here it's got a solid top, and I've got all this room to store stuff up there. Shed is 9 feet tall, so I've got all that room up there. I can put in shelves or anything I want. Over here I've got a window, 12-inch window, and yes, we are in I'm in Florida, So we are in desperate need of a window air conditioner. And somewhere over here, I'm going to be putting in the spray booth. I think that probably what I'm going to do is move this over to there, and I'll be putting the spray booth right there. And just cutting a hole through the wall, which is just aluminum, and attach the spray booth. Oh yes, up here you can see I have power out here, and so I've got the lights and an outlet, of which, you know, I've got this fan. Helps out a little bit, but boy, it's hot out here. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now, by the way, in Florida in May, and as you can imagine, it's quite warm. But that's good for things like the paint jobs, for like glue and paint and anything like that, or decals. Everything cures extremely fast out here because of it's very dry in here and hot. So paint cures really quick, and that's awesome. But so you got to kind of until I get, you know, I'll be getting a window air conditioner that will change everything. But for right now, I just work early in the morning or in the evening. This I've got to get a bigger light. I'm going to be putting a big fluorescent light up here because this one at night, this one bulb is not quite doing the trick. So I'll probably put in a big fluorescent bulb up there, and then a big fluorescent right here. You know, one of those 3 or 4 feet long things. I've got one in my garage, and it works really good. And so that's the bench, and I'm enormously happy, as you can imagine. I have the internet signal. I'm this far away from the house. I wonder if I'm going to be able to see the house there. Through there. There's the house. So I don't know, 30, from the Wi-Fi box, I'm about 30 or 40 feet away, and I've got a full signal. And so that is a good thing. And so this is where I'm going to be filming from and then building from. I can't store unbuilt kits out here because it's a bit too hot for things like decals. And I think that it would start to, over time, I think this much heat would be bad for the plastic. So all my unbuilts are still in the house, air conditioned. But the current projects will stay out here, and I think they're fine for a month or two. I think it would actually be better for them to get them to dry and cure. And so game on, you know. Basically I'm back to my hobby, and that took, it's been great. I've been out here 2 or 3 times a week building, as opposed to 0, which was what was happening before, and that's been terrific. So we're back to work, and look for lots of stuff happening out here. But now, something that I was looking at was on my channel. Let me turn this around again. Okay, so what was happening, I looked on my channel, and I see that I've got right around 900 subscribers, and I look on the analytics, and I see that I'm at about 90% guys. 90% guys, 10% girls, and I don't know who these girls are. But that occurred to me that I can show more, you know, kind of macho stuff. Since I cut grass for a living, and I've got all kinds of lawn equipment and tools and things that are impressive to watch, I think that probably going to start filming some of that stuff, such as this shredder in the corner. Let me just pick that up. I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a segment. This is a 13 horsepower shredder, and it's a chipper and a shredder, and it's got this neat chute here where it'll shoot straight down into a garbage can, up and down like a gooseneck. And that's a 13 horse Honda, and it will chip a 4-inch branch. And then in here you've got your, right in there, that's where the really scary stuff happens. And you know, I'll start out by I'm gonna shred some branches and stuff like that, and then, but there's, you know, you can put anything in there. I think that might be fun to put my junk mail in there. I have no idea what would happen. Like putting a newspaper in there or something like that. Probably make a big mess, but it would definitely be something to watch. And so that, and you know, I've got the big mowers and everything like that. I got this one and that one, and then my main mower is much bigger than that one, but extremely capable and really strong. And I'll probably start to include RC. Gotta get these two rock crawlers back in action. My Summit rock crawler is also broken currently, gotta fix that. And I'll start filming those as well. And inside this cabinet are my model rockets, which have been in there for a long time, and I think it's, since I've finally got an area to work, I think I'll be pulling the rockets back out. And I'm looking forward to doing that. I know what you're all thinking. You want that chair. You can't have that chair. That's my chair. Okay, other than that, you know, I've got some notes here. I'm going to turn this around. And so I'm trying to, and I recommend that everybody does that, by the way. Write down some notes so you don't forget to say something if you're doing something like Chris Chapman Coffee Time. So we have, you know, of course I'm going to touch on Jimmy. You know, something's clearly bothering Jimmy. Don't know. I told him to call me. Haven't gotten a call. I have a feeling nobody's gotten a call. He's having trouble. He just needs prayer. If you pray for Jimmy. This is the only thing that's going to help him right now, because he's going to have to work this out himself. He's not talking to anybody. He's not explaining anything. So, Jimmy, we're praying for you. I think that's all you need to hear. You know, we're patient. We'll wait for you. But, man, I can remember Jimmy here at his house. He came over here all the way down to Florida. He had relatives in Kissimmee, and he and Bernie stopped by here, and we hung out and ate pizza. But all day long, I mean, the whole visit, we never stopped talking about plastic. Never stopped talking about the kits and the hobby and the group and the haters and the good times and bad times and everything was going on. It's like, you know, God gives you these gifts, and they stay with you. So if this is what you do, this is what you do. And whatever it is that's getting in the way is what's got to go, not the hobby. So leave your channel up, leave the chicken grease garage all put together. Just don't go in there if it's bothering you. But leave it there because you're going to want it. You're going to want it. You know, that's all I can say there is be patient, and we will be patient. And that's all I have to say about that. Now, my computer's going dead here. Okay. So, like I said, I've got notes. Ah, yes. Friends of mine. Now, I've got the computer out here for a reason. There's some funny stuff. Okay, I'm going to do a shout out to friends of ours. These are real close friends of ours. This is like family members. And they live on a farm. And they just started this YouTube channel not too long ago. But they're starting to film some neat stuff here. Puppet shows, things like that. This one right here, this is the one you want. She managed to catch a chicken eating a snake. And I'm saying it didn't take bites out of it. It slurped the whole thing up like spaghetti. And I would have never guessed a chicken would eat a snake. Now over here, you got where the snake came from. That's the snake right there. Imagine that snake in that chicken's mouth. So what, you know, cats do that. Alright. Camera has decided to focus on the reflection, not on what I... Okay, here we go. There we are. Okay, so you know how cats do that. They'll bring you a present, and their cat brought them a snake, and a lizard, and a rat. So if you don't get enough out of this video here, watch this one too, because you'll get to see the snake basically being played with and killed and then eaten by a chicken. But you also get to see a dead, well, here it goes again. You get to see a dead lizard and a dead rat. Oh yeah, but let me scroll down here. This is probably more like, now who is this? Look at this. That is her. This is our dear friend. She likes to dress up on YouTube and play a character. Now, let me get to the bottom of that one. Okay. Okay, so we know somebody who does that. It's one of our own. What's his name? Smitty. Smitty dresses up like people. He dresses up like Charlie, the clown, rodeo clown. Smitty dresses up as Stanley. And Smitty dresses up as CT Speed Shop, which is probably the most unrealistic one. But, you know, he's trying. So Smitty got that Stanley character. That's what I'm thinking of here. Look at this. Now, she calls herself Beans, and she is trying to be a redneck. Now, she's not from Florida, but she's been here long enough to actually be a redneck. And what I'm thinking here she was trying to do a review on the camera that she was using. She reminds me of Stanley. I'm thinking that if you like Stanley, you're gonna like Beans. And you know, probably if you are Stanley, you're gonna like Beans. But according to her, she's got a boyfriend named Cooter, and also in real life, she's got a husband. So, but check them out. I'm gonna put a link to. I'm going to put a link to Chicken Eating the Snake, and that will take you to their channel. Let me scroll up right here. There we go. It's All Gravy. It's All Gravy, all one word. And that will take you, well, basically, I'll send you, I'm trying to put a annotation up there with a link, so you can just click on it and see this, because you got to see this. Chicken Eating a Snake. But check out her character as well, and you probably get a kick out of it. Now over here, way off there in the corner, I'll tell you, this is how close we are with this family. Yesterday, I should turn this around again. Alright, so yesterday was my birthday. I turned 46, and at 46, and a guy, you just don't do the birthdays anymore, but they did. They surprised me. My little girl gave me a bunch of little presents that she made, and they give me a present. Can you believe this? They've been watching my channel, and they got me this kit, and it's the 58 Corvette from Revell. Now check this out. Let me show you this. Okay, what's good about this kit is that the trunk already opens, so you don't have to open that up. 2 engine options, 2 wheel options. And I have no idea. I'm not a big fan of white walls, so I'll probably go with the kind of rally looking wheel there. But at the same time, I would rather go with the old school engine rather than the fuel injection. So I'm probably going to do a mixture of the two. I have no idea what color. Let's see, what color is it molded in? Probably says it somewhere, but I'm not seeing it. Molded it in white. Okay. So they had suggested that yellow would be a good color, and I would have to agree. You can imagine this car in yellow. Well, it would look like this. And I would actually use exactly the same paint. That is Rust-Oleum yellow. And I had good results on that one. So I will probably paint this yellow. And that is going to be the next kit. I'm going to leave it out here. Actually, I'll be doing an inbox review on that very shortly. And when I get these done, as you can see, moving right along on this one. Previous update, I was saying get a good look at the transmission because it's going to be hidden away in that tunnel soon, and that is what happened. You can't see it from the top, the back, the side, or the bottom because it's a race car. It's completely flat, so you'll never see the transmission again. It's in there. And that happened, and this is coming right along, just one little bit at a time. Sometimes I have a good half hour to put into it. Sometimes I have 5 minutes. Sometimes I have 0 minutes and actually can't get out here, and that's the most frustrating. But I'll be decaling up the body soon so that I can get a clear coat on there. But I'm telling you, that will cure in like 1 day because of the heat out here and the dryness. Oh yeah, I should also mention, on day 1, when I moved this big cabinet out here from somebody's garbage into my shed, my wife helped me carry this stuff because this is just too big to carry. And my little girl was following me, and when we got it in here, she had this, I don't know where she had it, in her pocket or something like that, and she unrolled it and gave it to me. And so she has christened my new hobby area with her favorite name for me, Dada. And she left me a heart here so I can always think about her. And that is going to be permanent. And I just couldn't be happier. That's like a blessing. All this happened really fast. I think that it has been like 15 years. Let me turn this camera around. Now, as I was saying, I've been in the hobby but not building well or often or enough for probably about 15 years, and we all know how that happens when you have kids. You know, you gotta have kids and you love your kids and everything like that, but most times the second you have the kid, the hobby's over, you know. And it only lasts about 15 years. It was about 15 years for me. I can remember very clearly when my wife was pregnant with the first one, and I could see even just all the hospital visits interfering with everything that I was doing in the hobby. Of course, my hobby room was my son's room, and that became my son's room, and then my daughter got the other room, and so there was no hobby area at all. And so that's when I was building on the washing machine, and I tell you, that can get you pretty disgruntled in the hobby pretty quickly because there's no room. Plus you have to use the washing machine to wash clothes, and that will kill the hobby for you. And it did. And you know, it's a miracle really that, you know, I'm going back to Jimmy there. Something's going on in his life that is keeping him from the hobby, and it's getting frustrated, and I think that's what's happening. I have no idea what it is. Jimmy, you're welcome to call me. I know you call down here about twice a year. I hope you still have my number. I hope you can call, and we'll sort through this, and we'll figure out what it is and figure out how to get through it, because, you know, I can relate. I went through that myself, you know, 15 years worth of just frustratingly trying to get back to the bench for what I do. This is what I do. And a lot of people would say, what do you mean that's what you do? We've never seen you do that. You know? So that's frustrating too. But now I'm back, and you'll see some of you guys have been, I don't know how long YouTube's been on, but since 06, so about 9 years, and I've been on the whole 9 years. I go all the way back to Jimmy. You know, I think I can remember when there was only about 10 of us, and but of course we were building before that, but back before even there was an internet, we were building. We've been building since I was 5. And you know, when you get separated from it, you can't get to your hobby, you can't get to the thing that you do. it really tears you up. It just tears you up. And so it is finally, I feel all this came together so quickly. I had nothing. I had nowhere to work. And I would have never guessed that I would end up in this shed. And I've got a nice shed, so why not? Just occurred to me one day, let's try that. And so I put it all together, and it's all here, and all this stuff came out of nowhere, quickly, including this, the world's most comfortable chair. It's a blessing. God wants me to do this, so I'm back to it, and I couldn't be happier. This is wonderful. I just got to remember to go in the house every once in a while. Remember that I have a family there. But this is going to get better and better, and as I improve it, as I get like an air conditioner, and by the winter, I hope to get insulation in here and walls. You know, thicker walls with the insulation covering up this 2x4s and stuff like that, because it does get cold in Florida. It gets hot, but I'm used to the heat. But I can't take the cold, so I want to, if I put a heater in here, I want to be able to keep the heat in. And so that I'm going to, you know, continually improve this, and I'll give you the updates, but most of the updates are going to be from the bench and from the power equipment. I'm going to be showing you my power equipment as well. So I have no idea what's going to be coming next on the channel, but it's going to be coming quickly. I'm going to do the inbox reviews again. I have a good 300 kits there still, and it's not going down any. It's going to keep going up, so as they come in, I will try to do the inbox reviews. I don't know what's happened to some of the guys that have been doing the inbox reviews, but the majority of mine are out of production, older stuff, reviews on the kits that you can buy on eBay. But they're definitely still available, and you know, and those are the higher price kits because they're out of production, and you know, your $20 kits is now a $100 kit, and so you want to make sure that's a good kit before you buy it. And sometimes the pictures are terrible, and on the eBay auctions, and they're not showing all the parts. And so I will get in there deep, and I'll show you all the parts on the type of thing that, so I'm going to try to provide a kind of a database for a lot of the things that are for sale. Cars and trucks, I do just cars and trucks, but I'll try to a video database for reference for anybody that needs to know what's inside one of those boxes before you buy it, before you invest your money. And if it's a lousy kit, like I always, when I'm saying lousy kit, I always mention the Minicraft Rolls-Royce is one of the worst. And if you bought that just from the box art, you'd be very disappointed. It doesn't even have a motor; it has a motor plug, and so you want to be able to review. You want to be able to see what's in there, and that's what I want to provide. I'm going to be doing a lot of kit reviews, a lot of building, a lot of paintings. Once the booth, I gotta get the spray booth. Until then, I'm still painting in the garage. Well, some painting. A small painting I can just do outside here, but doing like a whole body or something like that, I need more room, and so I would want to get. I'm gonna have to build a booth or buy a booth. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but I need the booth for this, the painting, the spray painting, and I guess that's about it. I have no idea how long this video is, but considering that I haven't put up anything in 4 months, I hope, I don't think it's any longer than a Chris Chapman coffee time, and you know, I might do some of those myself now that it's a lot cozier here, and you know, I just feel relaxed out here. But can't call it coffee time. Chris Chapman calls it coffee time. If Chris is actually watching, he's laughing. But anyway, I think that will wrap it up. Check out my friend's channel there. It's all gravy. And make sure, if you're not subscribed to me, subscribe now, because I have at least 300, about 300 kits that I'm going to try to get through and review them in the boxes, and I'll also be building a lot more. This is such a good thing. I'm happy to be back with you. For those of you who just had children, hang in there. It only lasts about 15 years. But we'll get better. Paul, you're amazing, by the way. Paul, you had kids and you kept building. If you can do a video on how on earth you do that, that would be great, because I think that would benefit a lot of people. I never see the baby. I never see your wife. I never hear any crying. I don't see the interruptions. How are you doing it, Paul? I don't know, but you're the only one that was able to have a kid and continue the hobby. So you need to tell us how you did that. But that'll wrap it up. Super long video. This was just to introduce the new place. Videos won't be this long in the future, unless it's a gigantic kit review, of which you guys keep asking me to review that giant Lamborghini, but that's 600 parts. I'm telling you, there's 20 or 30 part sheets in there. I don't know how to do it. It's going to be over an hour. It's going to be like an hour and a half. I don't know what to do there, but I'll think about it. I was talking with Rick on how do you review a kit like that, because you can't keep it under 10 minutes. You can't keep it under a half hour. If you do, you missed everything. I suppose I'll just do it, and it'll just be one of those things where you don't just get a bowl of popcorn. You get your dinner, and a dessert. But that'll come. And anyway, sorry it's so long, but a lot of things had to be said. Speaking of saved, hang in there, Jimmy. Hang in there, Jimmy. We're here for you. Call me. Call us. Call everybody you got the phone number for. We'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching. Later.